In what small ways do you romanticize your life? When people stare at me in public, I'm a bald woman who likes tie-dye, pink clothing, so I know it's a bit noticeable. My brain likes to pretend that it's because I'm just so beautiful that they can't help it. Because of my fun delusion, I hold my head high and talk more confidently to people while smiling big. Makes me feel like Princess Diana meeting with the public LMAO. I think it's fun and harmless to indulge in my fantasy, since it helps with my social anxiety. My life is especially baddish right now, so I romanticize it by imagining that this is the setup for a really good upcoming high in my story, like I'm about to find the love of my life. Get the dream job, dream life, etc. Like all of this BS is gonna be worth it and it's gonna be a happily ever after. Often when I listen to music I pretend it's the soundtrack to the movie I'm starring in. When my wife and I eat together, I plate and serve our food like it's a restaurant. There's soup, then there's soup with fresh herbs on top and a side of toasted bread. By being Delulu zany face. Okay, this may not seem like a small way, but I remind myself that it took millions of miracles to get to every moment in our present. If certain cosmic events happened even just a millisecond too late, or if this planet was even a little bit further or closer from the sun, there would not have been any life on Earth. This makes every bit of nature and people so incredibly romantic to me. Every brightly colored flower, every unique animal, every sunset, every cloud, every tree, every mountain, every person, even the ones I don't personally get along with, is the result of great luck, and once you see more and more of the world, the odds stacks up. I'm not a religious person at all, but I believe that if all these miraculous things were possible, then it is also possible that miraculous things are also happening in our everyday life. When things don't go the way I expect them to, I remind myself that I have given myself so much grief only to end up with something even better than what I had been wishing for myself. And maybe that's the same force looking out for me in the same way it has looked out for people who missed flights that would have crashed and people who ended up in the right place at just the right time. Bad things will still happen, but if dead stars can be seen by us long after they are gone, we will also find a way to persevere. I like to romanticize the mundane and monotony of my daily life. When I make coffee in the morning, I focus in on how fluid my arm movements are, how aromatic the coffee grounds are after I grind them, and then how I delicately place cream and sugar in and stir, changing the color. It makes you appreciate what you're doing in the moment, and then you feel like a moving piece of art. Even tasks like vacuuming, where I have this lovely white-colored vacuum that I appreciate for looking sleek. The vacuum I make feel light in my hand as I go about the carpet, leaving behind satisfying carpet lines that I can appreciate for days to come. The day-to-day tasks can be boring, but it doesn't have to be. I think about the big picture of what I'm working for. Some people work very hard for money or things. I work very hard to have a long and happy marriage. Forgiving and letting go of the small stuff, talking honestly and openly about the big stuff, getting counseling to work through the baggage I brought in, helping my spouse's day go smoothly, etc. are acts of love that make my dream come true. ETA. My first award, thank you so much. Every time I move to a new place, I've moved around quite a bit over the past 5 years, I make sure that I find a self-love stretch. Which is basically just a cute term I give to a stretch of road where I only think about things I love about myself and what I've done well. So my drive from the turnoff on the highway to the road that I live on is my self-love stretch. When I'm driving that stretch, usually around 3 to 4 minutes, I focus on what I like about myself and how I've done a good job that day. As an example, I'll drive and think, I ate really well today, good healthy meals that fueled my body and my brain. And I went for a run yesterday, and that's great. And I finally replied to my friend's message, and I'm feeling connected to her more now. I look cute in these shoes. I put effort into my hair today and it looks nice. Usually it's a weird combo of stream of consciousness thoughts, and it's really great. It means I'm happy and comfortable with myself when I arrive home, and it keeps me in check with how I'm feeling and how I'm doing. I dance in my room every other night. I just put on some headphones and groove, and I'm not one for dancing in front of people, but dancing in my room makes me feel light. When I serve the cats dinner, I describe it to them in detail like I'm a French waiter. I do little dances all around the house like I'm in a movie montage. And I make Instagram stories about the most mundane parts of my life, house, garden, like I have millions of followers when it's really just my for mum. Walk around the house in a long, bougie silk robe with a glass of gin like I'm your spinster aunt. Edit. I buy cigars every once in a while to feel like a rich man. I normally dance and sing funky songs while cooking. It's so fun. Whenever I feel put upon and overwhelmed with other people's needs, I imagine I'm starring in a dramatic movie. It's basic AF, but Instagram trends make it so easy to romanticize your life, and honestly sometimes when I look back I do actually romanticize everything. I buy flowers for myself. Throw them in a vase.